Hey guys, what's going on? Today I'm going to be going over all the essential nades you need for Mirage. This video will cover everything you need for mid, A, or B on T side and CT side. And real quick, only a small percentage of my viewers are actually subscribed, so if you end up liking the video, please subscribe. It's free and you can always change your mind later. But yeah, let's get right into it. Probably the most important smoke you need to know in Mirage is the top mid smoke. There is a newer version of this that is better than the one from CSGO. You just come to this side of the trash can, aim at the top of this antenna right here, and left click throw. The smoke will bounce here and land like this, so you can get out top mid whenever you want. The CTs won't be able to see you cross out to boxes, even if they're playing from CONN, so you're able to get out to boxes whenever you want. If you want to smoke window, you can stand in the same corner, look for this square at the top of the door, aim in the top middle, and then press D and jump throw. The smoke will land like this and block off window. You can also smoke connector from the same spot, so just stand here, look for this point on the rug, and then jump throw. This smoke will block off connector, and any of the CTs will not be able to help fight towards mid. So technically, you could have two teammates drop you a smoke. You can throw all three mid smokes like this. But throwing all three of these smokes at the start of the round might be overkill. Now, as for the fast window smokes, it is pretty important that you learn all the lineups, or at least just some of them, because the faster you get a smoke down a window, the faster you can take mid. So I'm quickly just going to show all the lineups, and you can pause or slow down the video to see them. And the rest of the spawns are too close to the wall for you to have an instant window smoke. I think there are lineups where you can like aim at a point and then back up and then throw, but that's not really needed. As long as someone on your team knows some of the smokes, someone's going to have it basically every round, so don't worry about that. When you're flashing your teammates out top mid, you're going to want to throw a flash that gets the window player. So just run up here at the start of the round, aim for this black mark right here on the wall, and then just run forward and jump throw. This flash will land here in the middle of mid and blind anyone playing within window and trying to hold top mid. If they are playing up on this railing though, they won't get blind, but there really isn't any flash that will get that from over there. That's why when you're running towards top mid, you want to throw a flash off the wall into valley so that anyone on the ledge might get blind, and then people towards CONN will get blind as well. Another flash that is useful when you're running out top mid is a flash behind the boxes. So as you're running out, you can just throw a flash like this. It'll land behind the boxes, and then anyone trying to run up valley will get blind by that as well. And of course, your teammates running out mid will not get blind. If you're not throwing a connector smoke at the start of the round, an important molly that you might be throwing is a molly into connector. This basically just stops any of the CTs from being able to fight early mid from CONN, but most of the time CTs will just pre-smoke CONN anyway, so this molly might be pretty useless. So instead of just throwing our molly on top of a smoke and wasting it, something we can do is just molly underpass. Since a really common play for the CTs is to just sneak around the smoke and peek towards under, we can just stop that entirely by coming here, aiming towards the A and left click throwing our molly. Now the CTs cannot peek towards underpass, and if we have any teammates walking up under, they will be safe. And we also won't have to worry about it if we're trying to take out mid. Then once you actually have mid control, a nade that is really important is a re-smoke on window. So if you're ever out boxes with a smoke, you can just run against the back wall like this, aim here at the bottom of the antenna, and then just run forward and left click throw. This will re-smoke window. And if you're ever top mid and you want to re-smoke connector, just come into this corner, aim in the middle of this satellite, and left click throw your smoke. So this will re-smoke CONN, and if you want to throw a nice window molly, you can aim at the bottom of this curb right here, run until you're almost hitting it, and then jump throw. This will molly off window, so you can throw a nice nade set like this to try and run up cat. Then if you're ever scaling towards valley, an important nade set is the top CONN nade set. So what you want to do is just bounce a smoke off this wall like this. This will smoke top CONN, blocking the CTs from being able to fight into connector. And then after you throw that smoke, you can bounce a molly off the wall like this, mollying out anyone playing in these left cubbies. You can throw the same nade set from underpass if you just come here and bounce the smoke like this, and then just simply throw your molly like this on the floor to the left. A less known nade set that is still really important is a ladder molotov and a flash. So if your team is trying to take up towards ladder, you can throw a nade set like this. Obviously, if there's no window smoke, you can just throw a molly into ladder like this, but this is risky, and usually you want to do this when there is a window smoke up. So if there is a window smoke up, you just want to come here against this wall, look for this black dot right here, aim a little bit to the left, and then just run backwards and left click throw your molly like this. You run backwards until you're touching the bench. This molly clears out ladder entirely, and then after you throw your molly, you stand in the same spot, aim a little bit to the left of this light, and then just take a step forward and left click throw. This flash will blind anyone trying to run out of ladder, and if you have a teammate close, they will just have a very free time taking ladder control. Sorry for the interruption, but real quick, I do have to say thank you to the sponsor of today's video, SkinsMonkey. SkinsMonkey is an automated trading site that allows you to take some of your old skins and trade them in for some new ones. There are a ton of skins on the site, but if you're looking for something specific, you can use the filter to find the skin that you're looking for. And when you're making your first trade on the site, make sure to use my code GRAPE for a bonus of up to $5 for free. If you see a skin on the site that you want and you don't have one of equal value, you can also deposit money with a 30% bonus plus an extra 5% if you use my code GRAPE at checkout. And even if you don't have anything to trade, they do free giveaways every single day, so there's literally nothing to lose by joining SkinsMonkey. So just make sure to use the link in my description and have fun trading. Alright, now that we're done with mid, let's go over nades towards A. The most important smokes to know towards A are the right side smokes, so the jungle smoke and the stair smoke. You're going to have one person throwing these, so you just want to come into this corner, get dropped a smoke. Look for this black line on the wall right here, left and right click jump throw. That will be our stair smoke, and for the jungle smoke, just aim a little bit to the left of the top of this pillar. Left click throw that smoke, and it will land towards jungle like this. As for flashes, some of the best flashes for your team going out ramp are the lamp flashes. So just have someone stand around here and left click throw a flash like this at the lamp. This will blind anyone close or on site, and none of the teammates that are running out of ramp will get blind. Another smoke you can throw that is less useful is the CT smoke. So you can just come to this line on the wall, aim right here, and then jump throw. This will smoke CT, but I don't recommend throwing this as much as you just throw the right side smokes. Because if we throw the right side smokes and the CT smoke, we're not really going to have any map control that we can take. Whereas if we just throw the right side smokes, we can take spawn without the CT smoke up and then play the retake from spawn. Otherwise, we're just giving the CTs all the control and it's pretty hard to play the retake. If you're in Palace and you're A executing, you're going to want to know the under BALC molly. So just come to this pillar right here on the left side, aim a little bit below the top of this wall like this, run forward and left click throw the molly, and this will molly under BALC. And if you ever get smoked Palace and you can't see your lineup, just come into this corner here, aim at the left of this mark like this, run until you're in the back wall, then just left click throw the molly. A nice LURK smoke you can throw from Palace is coming to the pillar right here, looking for this line right here, aim at the top and then crouch, left click throw your smoke. This smoke will bounce like this and poof out, covering under BALC and top BALC, and you might be able to walk out and get some pretty free kills. And it just applies a lot of pressure to the CTs. And if you're ever out Tetris and you want to molly ticket, just come here, aim at this square and then jump throw. This will land here and force anyone playing ticket to run out or fall back. You can also smoke jungle from here, so just aim in the middle of these 2 points right here, left click throw. This will smoke off deep jungle if you're trying to take towards top CONN. And if you want to smoke top CONN from here, come into this corner and then just look for this pillar right here, aim a little bit to the right and then left click throw. And this will smoke top CONN, but it will be a little poofy for the CTs to be able to lurk out. A better version of the CONN nades is coming here. If you're safe, look for this white mark on the wall right here. Just aim at that mark and then jump through your smoke. And then you can also throw a molly into deep jungle like this. That way you're smoking top CONN and mollying deep jungle at the same time. Now as for B nades, there's not really too much you need to know. For the market window smoke, you just want to come here, aim at the corner of this roof, but just a little bit higher than you used to in CSGO. That way when the smoke lands, it will land further in the market and not poof out so much. But it still does poof out quite a bit. Another nice smoke you can throw from the same spot is the cat smoke. So just stand in the same spot but aim here at the corner of the roof. Left click throw this smoke. And this will land cat and block any of the CTs from trying to rotate in and help their B teammate. Now as for flashes, there is a certain way you want to throw them. For your first flash, you want to aim a little bit more to the left and throw it over like this. That way anyone playing under the window and on site will be getting blind. But if you throw this flash every time you flash over B, you're going to be blinding your teammates because it lands around here. That's why you want it only to be the first flash while they're scaling out because they will not get blind. And then for your next flashes, you want to flash higher to the right. So once you throw your first flash to blind anyone playing under the window, you aim further to the right and then run and throw the flash like this. That way it's landing above the roof behind them and they won't be getting blind while they're scaling out. If you want to throw a flash out the window, you can just stand in this corner here, aim at this dot and then left click throw. This flash will blind here and blind anyone playing within get right, as well as anyone standing jail. If you're entering and you have a flash, you can also throw a flash into mid site like this as you're running out. This flash is really strong because it will blind anyone trying to run back from cat, whereas you running out of apps will not get blind by the flash. Some basic mollies you need are the top BALC molly that can easily be thrown by just mollying onto top BALC. If anyone's playing up here, they will get burned out and have to fall back. You can also molly van very easily, just bounce it off the back wall. If you want to molly bench, just throw it through this window like so. Anyone bench or jail will get mollied out. You can also molly empty pillar by throwing it off the wall like this. This will land empty and molly anyone trying to play it back here. If you're outside and you want to resmoke market window, just come into this corner at default plan, aim at this mark on the wall and then jump throw. The smoke will bounce off the wall and land in market and resmoke it. There's also a really nice flash for market door you can throw from here. If you're in the same spot, just aim at the corner of empty like so. Left, right click, jump throw, and then you can peek door with this flash and anyone playing within door will be blind. So anyone trying to scale out will be completely blind. Alright, now as for CT side, let's start with mid. If you want to molly boxes on CT side, then you need to know the lineup through the window smoke. So just jump up here on the railing, aim at this corner, run until you're in the back of the window, and then run forward and left click throw. This will land here and molly out boxes. If you want to throw this faster, as you're coming through the rat hole, aim at this line right here, and then just go to the same lineup as before, and then you're going to be able to throw the molly the same way. It was a little bit more to the left, but as you can see, it's still a good molly. And of course, you would only throw it like that if the window smoke is getting thrown fast. If you want to HE the window smoke, all you have to do is come here to this wall, right click the nade like this in the air, and then jump up on the railing. Then you can peek window without being able to be seen from the T side. This makes kind of like a one-way for you, and it's harder for them to see you than it is for you to see them. If your connector player is ever trying to peek underpass, if you stand against this bench right here and then throw a flash like this aiming right here on the wall, it will bounce into underpass and blind anyone trying to walk up. If you don't know how to smoke bottom CONN, just stand against this wall, look for the bottom of this broom right here, and then just left click throw. This is the type of connector smoke that you can use to lurk out and peek towards underpass because you're going to be very safe from mid. But if you want the smoke to put out the T's molly, you have to bounce it further off the wall like this so it lands bottom CONN. That way if the T's mollied CONN, it'll smoke it and you can peek towards top mid. As the cat player, all you really need to know is how to flash over mid to peek for yourself. So just any sort of over mid flash like this is all you really need. Just flash over and then peek off cat. This flash will blind anyone in mid. You can throw a lurk smoke for yourself, but this is less common. There's not really a lineup for this. You can just throw it off the wall like this and block off any of the T's from trying to run up cat. And then of course, make sure you know how to molly underpass if you're trying to fight for mid. That way you just block the T's from trying to take it and you can peek off cat without having to worry about them coming here and killing you. You can also throw a nade the same way. and this will chunk anyone walking up under. As for mollying ramp on CT side, all you have to do is throw it like this. This way the Ts can't jump up on the back wall, and also it's hard for them to see over the molly. You just run until you hit the end of the missiles, aim a little bit above this part of the roof like so, and the molly should land like this. As the A player, you need to know how to flash over mid at the start of the round. At the start of every single round, someone has to be flashing mid from A, so just throw your flash through the trees like this over the roof. That way anyone top mid will be getting blind while they're trying to swing out mid. Please, please, please just make sure you're throwing this flash every round if you're starting towards A. If you want to smoke off ramp from CT, there is a couple of ways you can do it. One way is just standing here at ticket and then just making a rectangle with these spots like this and left click throwing your smoke in the middle. This will land here and smoke off ramp. You can also come into the front of missiles and then look for these 2 points on the roof, then just aim in the middle and left click throw, and this will smoke off ramp as well. Now as for retake towards A, if you're towards top con, you can smoke off palace like this, just come against this wall and then aim right here on this part of the roof, left click throw. This will smoke off palace perfectly. And you can also molly firebox from the same spot if you just aim here between these 2 parts of the wall. This will molly anyone playing within firebox. And if you just aim a little bit lower from the same spot, you can molly default and it will land like this. If you're towards jungle and you want to smoke ramp, just stand in this corner, aim a little bit below this corner of the plank and then crouch. Left click throw your smoke. This will land towards ramp. Then if you throw your molly from the same lineup, it will molly Tetris, forcing anyone up here to fall back and play on the floor, and that'll just make your retake a lot easier. As for the B player, the most important nade that you need to know is how to molly upper B at the start of the round. So you can run to site like this and throw the molly through the window like so. This will molly deep upper B, but if a T has the best spawn and you have a worse spawn, the T might be able to come through and fight you. So you could just bounce the molly close like this, but I don't really like throwing it this way. So what I do is just come to empty pillar, aim right here on the default box and then jump throw. The molly will land closer to us, but still deep enough to push the Ts back from being able to get so close. And then you can just combine this molly with this nade if any of the Ts are trying to play behind the molly. If you're ever playing site and you want to re-smoke upper B, you can just aim at this part of the door right here, run forward a little bit and then left click throw the smoke. This will smoke them off upper B. But more importantly, you just need to know how to drop this smoke right here if the Ts are trying to come to B. That way you can play around it and play your life. Alright, those are all the nades I wanted to go over today. Obviously, it's not every single nade on Mirage, but that would be a super long video and honestly not even worth it. It's just important you get these essential nades down if you want to play this map at a high level. If you have any questions, you can leave a comment down below, check out my Discord, or leave a message in my Twitch chat when I'm live. If you're interested in coaching or demo reviews, I have a Metafy and that is linked in the description below. But yeah, thanks for watching. I hope these nades can help in your games. See ya.